There's much in the news about efforts to develop the Afghan Army, but its Air Force is also expanding rapidly. At Kandahar, the Air Wing is now supporting A&A operations across Helmand, flying helicopters in and out of Camp Bastion and across the province. The pilots are being trained up by NATO personnel, and they say they've already noticed a massive improvement in skills. Carla Prater has been to meet some of the squadron.
Lined up in the hangar, these are the pilots and engineers of the Kandahar Air Wing. Some are veterans who've been flying for more than 15 years through Soviet occupation, Taliban rule and recent conflict. They're now part of the country's future, the new Afghan Air Force. The force's headquarters are in Kabul, its pilot training centre in Shindan in Herat province, whereas here in Kandahar this is the operational wing. Here they're being trained up by the US Air Force, who are developing their flying and maintenance skills. There are up to 400 members of the Afghan Air Force here in Kandahar, and they all have different experience. Some are brand new recruits, others have been flying for years, and some were pilots under former regimes. The task of the team here is to bring all those different skills together.
I've been here for 6 months. It's been about the most amazing thing I've done in my 12-year career. It's been the most rewarding, frustrating thing I've ever done in my life. With that being said, we've made a huge headway. We've had a few setbacks, but we continue to press on.
The country's past has left its legacy here. Instead of flying American or British helicopters, they're flying Russian M17s. The pilots know them well, and they're robust enough to withstand the conditions. The crew here are getting ready for their first flight of the day to Camp Bastion, where they're picking up A&A troops in support of operations. The crews here regularly fly across Helmand, taking soldiers and supplies across the battlefield. In the past, training isn't something they've spent much time on. For a country which has struggled to see a clear future, planning for the long term hasn't really come into it. But with the help of the US Air Force, they're practicing skills and making progress.
To see the progress that they've made in just the time that I've been here is it's phenomenal. They've really come a long way. Their capability is really growing.
Whereas some Afghans are sent to Britain, the US or the UAE for training and operations happen here simultaneously. Some say the mission here is like building an aircraft while it's flying, but it's working, and for the pilots like Major Abdul Wadood, who's been flying for more than 15 years, it's given him hope for the future.
I wish that we can teach the young generation and have them with us and to make a strong and bright and good country in the future.
Aspirations that are shared by many who hope the country's Air Force really does take off. Carla Prater, Forces News, Kandahar.